coming up, please welcome Genevieve Turley. Woo!
You just talk to us about makeup and stuff, because like we're all a bit looking like ball bags.
In my 20s, I looked rank. I was tall, I didn't know what to wear. I was just experimenting all the time with hair and makeup. I'm broad, I've got no waist, I've got no boobs, I've got no... People often think with IVF, you know, God, it must be awful to have to inject yourself daily. God, I don't know how you do it. And you think, oh my God, stab me with 1,000 needles. Like, I don't care. I want a baby. Chop my arm off. We were very much of the mindset, if all we get is our daughter, then we're the luckiest.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh. Oh, Louise.
Oh, darling.
How are
hello.
you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I've got quite a few fails today.
Were they your fault or not?
Yes, all of them are my fault.
Yeah.
I was at the football. My son plays football on a Sunday morning, and we're on the sidelines. And this particular day, like, it was a pitch that we're not used to, and there was a playground that you could see, but it was like a good 5-minute walk away. And my daughter was like, I want to go on the playground. And I was like, well, you can't go there because then I have to go with you, but I want to watch the football match.
Yeah.
So I gave her my phone just to be still and to not run away. And I forgot to bring, colouring thing. Like, I forgot to bring stuff for my daughters as a fail.
But you had
anyway.
your pom-poms.
My pom-poms ready, yeah. So I gave her my phone, and whilst I was trying to put on SpongeBob on Netflix on my phone just to keep her entertained, I missed my son's goal.
Oh, God.
And everyone was cheering, Sonny, that was an amazing goal. Did you see that? And I missed it. I mean, I was really annoyed with myself because I just thought, he doesn't score that often. So when he does, it's a massive deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, Mum, did you see that? And I was like, yeah, I saw that. I didn't see it at all. And then there's this kid on the other team who was really quite aggressive, and he was marking Sonny.
Who is his mum, Louise?
Well, I mean, I can usually hold it together, but I just went, who the is this kid?
His mum was stood near you.
His mum was literally there.
Yeah.
And she just turned to me and she went, that's my kid. And we had this stare off.
Oh my God, really?
And I was literally like...
You just flared your nostrils at me, Louise, then.
That's how angry I was. And then she went, I follow you on Instagram. And I was like, oh, do you? God, thanks so much. Yeah. And then it was all
there's going to be a reel about
you
you next week.
And then it was just like, it's fine. It's just kids playing football. Thanks for the follow, like and subscribe. How about you? How's your week been?
Yeah, good. I've had a good week. I've had quite a few gigs and stuff recently. So trying to keep on top of parenting and the house, and that's been quite difficult. But last week, this is a bit of a fail. So we have had a job in London, and I had to get from one location to another in a taxi, and it was really hot outside. Didn't feel great. I don't travel very well. I've spoken about my kids getting travel sickness. We are just literally a car of bile when we go on a family trip. It's disgusting. So I've said, my parents used to hook the handlebars. They used to hook the handles of carrier bags over my ears. And for some reason, before I'm about to be sick, travel sickness, I don't know if this is a thing, but my hair goes really static. So I'm literally hair is up here, and I'm white as a sheet, about to vomit. And I was in the taxi last week, and the driver was so lovely chatting to me, and I was like, I'm really sorry, but don't be concerned. I'm just going to vomit into this bag that I've got that I take around with me, because I've just got a bit of travel sickness. And he's like, do you want me to stop? But what was really weird is he turned the music down, and I cupped
because that's going to help. Oh God!
He's like, turn the radio down. I can't concentrate. But I didn't need to concentrate while I was vomiting, so I was thrown up into this bag. But
so
he was
hear you better,
staring at me through the mirror, and I was looking at him. But what I found is I was like this.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry, but
it looks so rude. Hair. With my hair on end. It was like the porn show he never asked for, I'm telling you. And then I got to the train station. All the trains were cancelled back to Loughborough, and Logan had his school play. And I was no, this cannot be. So basically they said for the trains, like, the tickets are just void now. Any train you can get on that where you need to be, just get on it. So I was like, this is where like my mum mode took in. I mean, like Logan was child 23 in the play. He didn't get the main part or anything. There's like 26 kids and he's child 23. So he had like 2 lines, but he'd practiced. Anyway, the trains were cancelled. I managed to get on a train and I was stood with this man's armpit in my face for like an hour and a half.
Fun.
Had to get a taxi. And then it stopped in Leicester, so I had to get a taxi from Leicester to Loughborough, which was like 40 minutes. And then I got there with 1 minute to spare. And they were serving wine, like a glass of wine, which I was like, I'd love a glass of wine. And then this lady gave me a drink, but I thought it was like elderflower. So I went in, like shovel past people, and I thought, I'm so thirsty. So I started gulping. I was like, oh God, it tastes a bit strong, this. And Andy was like, babe, you just necked a glass of wine. I was like, huh? I was like, no, it's elderflower, innit? He was like, it's 100% Savvy B. You've just sat down, mate. Everybody's looking at you and you just necked this wine. Anyway, what I found to myself is, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I'm looking around at the other kids and I'm like, how come they got the main part over my son?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Logan could hit that high note. Yeah. I reckon Logan could hit. And I'm like, what is the matter with me? Just like, let the kids be.
I think you're right. I think a lot of parents might probably relate to that. Be like, well, they're and my kid can actually act.
Yeah.
What is going on?
It's like, my son could be in an episode of EastEnders if he wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like, who's that? What's your mum and dad on the PTA? Hey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Your parent's a teacher in the school and you got a main part. And I found myself being like, and I was like, I don't know if it's because I'd necked a glass of wine and I was really late and hadn't eaten most of the day and vomited in the taxi.
Yeah.
But
I think you had a bit of a day. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a day.
And it's the panic and the rush to get there. You kind of want to see like your kid being like this, you know. And I'm sure he was brilliant.
I mean, he was all right. Like, he's just had 2 lines, couldn't hear him anyway. Yeah. But I think the hardest thing sometimes, as like when we're talking about doing my tour and like you're super busy, and like every mum is busy, whether you have a job or whether you don't have a job, it's busy. And the thing that I've spoken to a few mums, it's like you underestimate how difficult that stress is when you're running late to get to pick your kids up. So whether it's like the trains cancelling, and then I'm like, oh my God, I need to get back. It's like 60 quid in a taxi. And I'm like, just get in the taxi and it can't miss it.
No.
Or like when people have got
panic, like fear.
Yeah.
Like utter like sweating, like and also the running. I've been in many situations where I've had to run for a train. My pelvic floor is not what it used to be.
Christ.
And I have actually ended up like peeing myself a little bit and wearing jeans that
piss the pants
show it, you know. You're just like, great. So I've just myself and I'm arriving to the school late. I stink. Like everything is bad. I wish my school served alcohol when I arrived.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise that's what it was, but I mean, it went down a treat.
Well, yeah,
I was sat there like, oh, I was going to get on the stage and join them. I was having a great time.
Good, yes.
Yeah, so proud of you.
From the high-pressure wards of the RAF to the bright lights of Instagram, our next guest spent the last few years turning the chaos of motherhood, beauty and ageing into hilarious, brilliantly honest content. She's a former burns and plastics nurse, now a makeup artist, viral content creator, a mum and a good friend of mine. So please welcome Genevieve Turley. Woo!
I tried so hard not to look at you. I was like, head down this. I was like, don't make her laugh.
Don't
make her laugh.
And then you were like, I'll take that intro.
I'll just, and I have to say, we did put on our Instagram stories, like, what guests would you like to see on the show? You came up top trumps.
Shut up.
Serious.
Really?
Serious.
Yeah.
Oh my God, guys, I'm honoured.
Oh, well, we're honoured. Thanks for being here.
So we'll talk about parenting fails and stuff, but could you just talk to us about makeup and stuff? Because like we're all a bit looking like ball bags.
Yeah, I will have to say, guys, honestly, we were just doing a quick spruce before we came on, and these guys were like, what? What's that?
We literally were staring.
They've actually stolen some products from you.
Yeah, screenshotting things. What's this one do? Can we have this one? What's that?
Yeah. You were like, this is the hydration mist, you know? And we were like, it's the what?
Yeah.
When do you put that on?
Can I put that on?
Louise has got a bag full of your stuff that you brought.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But I guess, you know, that's you are a makeup artist.
I just influence all the time.
Not just
constantly influence.
But I want to go back to the start because you were a RAF Burns and Plastics nurse.
Obviously.
Can you just tell us what did your day look like?
So it sounds quite fun, doesn't it? But really, you're just nursing. So there's no military hospitals anymore. There haven't been for a really long time. So you're always nursing amongst the NHS folks. You just wear a different uniform. You're under a different management, essentially. So I'm under the MOD. The other nurses are under the NHS. So your day-to-day is a normal nursing shift. You know, I remember when I got into the Air Force and I'd finished basic training and things, and then I was working at Peterborough Hospital, and my mum called me. She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." "Are you having a nice time?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine, Mum." And she was like, "You don't sound happy. Are you happy?" And I was like, "Mum, I'm just nursing. I'm still nursing," because I was already a qualified nurse when I joined. And she was like, "Oh, are you?" And I was like, "What did you?" She just thought I'd be running around, you know, field commando rolling and camo paint and things.
I mean, that's what I feel like you did.
Yeah, that's what I thought when Louise did the intro.
Basic training. Yeah, I know. This is what I mean. It sounds a lot sexier than it is. I mean,
make it up.
Yeah,
just humour us here.
This is how it was for me. I mean, I didn't enjoy being in the military. One way to say it is I was in for 7-8 years, and I never once went on an aircraft.
No.
There were circumstances. So when you join the forces as a nurse at the time, because Afghanistan was still open, you, as a nurse, you had to do a rotation. So we had to be able to do women's health. We needed to do a bit of paediatrics because obviously in a war zone, children could come in. So we have to be able to do stuff like that. So we had to do this rotation. So that took a year. And then after I did that, there was a Burns Carder that came up, which is basically you had to interview to become a burns specialist because they're then going to pay for you to go and do this training. Yeah. So I then went through that process, and then I went back to university for 18 months. Right. So then I'm not deployable. That was when Ebola happened, so I was okay about that. Oh, darn it, I can't go out there. And then I was trying to get on the IVF register. I can't remember what you even call it. So then I was asking to not be deployed at that point because obviously I wanted to be available for IVF treatment. So it just didn't really ever amount to anything, but I would have liked to have done more stuff. I just, it just didn't happen for me.
And when did you start IVF, or how did you know that you would need to have IVF? At what point in your career, your nursing career?
I was a specialist nurse, and we'd been trying. So I was about 28, and I think we started trying. And I knew, and I'm going to tell a few cheeky things, but I'm just going to be really honest about it. My mum had 3 children, no miscarriages, no problems. When she wanted to get pregnant, she got pregnant straight away. My sister, 3 children. When she wanted to get pregnant, she got pregnant straight away. No miscarriages. The chances of that are tiny, right? It's very common to have miscarriages, we know. But so they always say, don't they, that you're like your mum and your sister. It sort of follows suit. And all the women in our family have been no problems making babies. So when we'd been trying for about 8 or 9 months, I knew, I was like, something's not right here. So I went to the GP and I told a little fib and said, we've been trying for 18 months. Yeah. So they basically just said, right, you're going to go off and get tested. And it came back that there was some issues on Rich's side, which is obviously very common. And so then you have to just wait until IVF treatment can start. I'll tell you what I do remember. I remember seeing the specialist, and I remember saying, I know how long is a piece of string, but roughly how long are we looking to wait for treatment to start? And he said a couple of months. And it was such a flippant remark. But of course I was like, right. So take that with a pinch of salt. So let's say 4 or 5 months. No. It was easily going to be a year. And so he was really wrong to have sown that seed. Yeah. Always over egg with, that's a common thing. You always over egg to a patient. You never underdo it. You always go.
That's what it was interesting to hear what you were told, because we had to have a bit of treatment, and I had to take Clomid medication. Yeah. And it was very much like I saw this specialist, and then he did all these tests, got my husband to have a tummy tank, and then it was like the medication was given to me that day, and it was a bit like, oh, but wait, I think maybe we want to kind of
talk about this,
have more of a discussion, because it's quite a scary thought that when you say you want to have a baby, but then a time frame is put on it. And during that time frame, did you think even more so, I really want to become a mum, or did you get a bit fearful of knowing you were going to have treatment?
People often think with IVF, you know, God, it must be awful to have to inject yourself daily. God, I don't know how you do it. And you think, oh my God, stab me with 1,000 needles. Like, I don't care. I want a baby. Chop my arm off. I want a baby. You know, it becomes everything. And you know, when people go, oh, well, don't worry, you've only been trying 6 months. You think 6 months is half a year. 6 months is a lifetime.
Do you know how much that costs on Clear Blue pregnancy tests?
Like,
fortune.
It's such a flippant comment. And I know people don't mean but to hurt your feelings in that way. But a month is a lifetime when you're trying for a baby. It really is. And so, yeah, the IVF thing, it was really hard. Your first round is sort of, they say, this is kind of us just working out how your body works because everyone's different and what drugs you need, because they have to be very careful because I can't remember what it's called. If they make your eggs enlarge too much too quickly, that can hurt you, damage you and stuff. So they go very steady and easy. And so what happened with me is they were like, you're not going to have any issues. You're going to have loads of eggs. And so I started having these drugs and I had to drive an hour away for each of these appointments. And so obviously I had to keep leaving work to go and do these appointments, which my boss was like not loving.
Right.
And I kept going to these appointments and they were like, yeah, everything's going in the right direction. Brilliant. And then I remember going for another appointment and they did the scan, you know, up the whoop. And I looked at the screen and then the lady went, I'm just going to get a colleague. And I looked at Rich and I said, they've gone smaller. They're shrinking. And he went, no, don't be silly. And I went, they are. She's just gone to get a colleague because they're going smaller. We're regressing. This isn't going right at all. And he was like, no, it's fine. She came back in and they were like, you've regressed. We don't really know what's going on. So then I was put in this position, we were put in this position where, because it's an NHS treatment, costs a lot of money and the drugs are really expensive and surgery is really expensive. So what they had to say to us in that point is, we need the consultant to check your bloods as they are now. So we need to take your bloods. You need to go home. We're going to call you later today and tell you what the consultant wants you to do. You've now got to make a decision. If he says we want you to carry on treatment, I need to give you a bag full of drugs that are £500. If the consultant says we're not going any further, you've essentially now spent £3,000 of your budget. She was like, what do you want to do? And I just said, I'm not going to take the drugs. I'm just going to go back to work. So we had the bloods. I went back to work, called my sister. My sister's a doctor and mum as well. So she was just like, bless her, she was like, I don't know how you're doing this because I'm not all right. Because I was just being really sort of like, this is this and this is this. So Rich went back to work. I went back to work. And then at 4:00, I got the phone call saying, yeah, the doctor said your estrogen is not in sync with where they thought it would be. And now you're about to spike. So he needs you to come and get your meds now. And we close in an hour. And it takes me an hour to get there.
Oh my gosh.
So then I had to be like, I've got to go. So I just got in the car. And then I got there and they'd locked up the whole hospital. They were stood there with the bag of drugs. And they were like, go. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Anyway, we then carried on and you have to keep going in for your scans to check how many eggs you've got. Rich did his thing. Then you have to go home and you have to just let them cook. So then each morning you have to call up and find out, are there any still there? So bearing in mind, your body has to be in sync with them to be transferred. So it's all this time, like I can't tell you how stressful it is. Like the timeline, your body has to be in the right place. These eggs have got, these embryos are, it's awful. So each morning, we're really sorry you're down to 4. The next day, we're really sorry you're down to 3. Got to Friday and I had, and this is December now, and we had 2. So on Friday they were like, you've got 2. Monday we need you here at 8 a.m. to transfer.
Oh my God.
So that weekend we went to like a garden centre. I remember we got the Christmas tree and I got 2 little things and I was like, these are our, represent our embryos, and they're a little like Christmassy robin and a Christmassy something. I was like, these represent our embryos or whatever. And then on the Monday morning, I said to Rich on the way in, you need to prepare. We both need to prepare ourselves that we're going to get there, and there's no surviving embryos. And he was like, well, why would they let us come in? I was like, they won't give you bad news on the phone, and I want to talk us through it and make sure we're okay. So we need to prepare ourselves that this hasn't worked. And then we got there, and the consultant just went, you've got one. And that was our daughter.
Oh my God, I literally just got shivers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We were beyond fortunate.
Oh my God, that's such that's a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Well, I think it's what happened when I was going through IVF. There wasn't Instagram sharing stuff online. None of my friends had gone through it. I felt very alone, even though I talk very openly. I know a lot of women were going through it at the same time, but they were so private because I think they felt shame, or it was just emotionally too hard to talk about it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what people's reasons, but everyone was always so private. And I was like, God, I just want to talk to someone about this because this is a big deal.
And people often say like, oh, you had to have fertility treatment. And it's like, so was there something like wrong with you, or was there something wrong with your husband?
And it doesn't matter.
And I'd be like, well, I've got endometriosis and polycystic ovaries, so the problem is with me. But I just feel like that's a question, is one of the questions that people will always ask. Like,
what's wrong with you?
What's wrong? Why do you need to have this medical intervention?
And actually, it's really hard to make a baby.
Yes,
and
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like the fact that you had that one embryo and that is now your daughter, that's beautiful.
Isn't that crazy?
I think that's just wonderful.
Like,
and then
so
I have to
lucky.
ask, because your kids are very close together.
Yes.
So
how close?
Right,
17 months.
You were straight back on it, girl.
Straight back on
Well,
it. So,
you know when you've just popped out a baby and they come round and they're like, contraceptive.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, swish past me, because we can't go. We'll have to go private next time, which will cost us thousands and thousands of pounds. So we're just going to just carry on trying, you know, so don't bother giving me the contraceptive chat. But we were very much of the mindset, if all we get is our daughter, then we're the luckiest.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Like, you know, and I remember chatting to a mum, you know, one of these mums groups, and she was struggling, you know, as we've all done at some point. And I was sort of just saying, everything, can I help you with anything? You okay? And she was like, no, it's fine. It's just really hard, isn't it? But it's really fine. And she went, but you know, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky. And I just went, you had IVF, didn't you? It's that I'm very lucky. I can't possibly complain because I'm so lucky. And she looked at me, she went, how did you know? And I was like, because you feel guilty for saying that this is hard. And I said, how many rounds? 10.
wow.
She had 10 rounds of IVF to have her baby. And, you know,
Oh my God.
I don't think I could have done 10 rounds. That is one hell of a woman. And I don't think she perhaps realised mentally how incredible she is, because that just the one round sent me like...
Especially when you go through all those components of
Oh,
it. The hospital
so
an hour away.
complex.
The
Yeah.
phone calls every
Complicated.
day, checking your level.
The
like,
science.
oh my
The
God.
science
But also, I
to it all.
think the mental roller coaster as well.
Yeah.
Of turning up to the clinic and being told again, sorry, there's nothing here. I mean, people should talk about this more, and there's absolutely no shame in it. And when we had Trini on, didn't she have like 17 rounds or something?
Yeah.
And then like, it's
It's what you have to
incredible.
go through physically as a woman and your hormones, but then you also think what your partner's going through, trying to support you, and your hormones are everywhere, but equally they're like really desperate for it to work as well, and what they have to go through. And that's a lot of couples struggle when
And they
that
do offer
process.
counselling, you know, which we were lucky. I don't recall that being particularly tumultuous for us. You know, obviously we've had our highs and lows throughout our relationship, but that wasn't... I don't recall that being one of them, to be honest with you. And we just cracked on trying, and it happened.
And it happened.
Yeah.
So
They
you
do
didn't use
say
a pull-out technique
after you...
the pull-out technique. You were just thinking you're safe, and you're
No,
like,
we
it's
were
fine.
actively...
Oh, you're like, get
we
back
would
on
just say
it.
that
We were
you're
trying.
really fertile after you give birth.
that
Like
year
you're
after
really
having
fertile.
a baby. So we were like, let's just really go for it.
And then how
we
did
were
it
really
feel
lucky.
then, after your first journey of IVF, to then find out you're pregnant and you could just...
Well, I was a bit shell-shocked. I'm
Were
not
you?
gonna lie.
Were
You
you?
are obviously incredibly grateful to be pregnant, but I remember I sat there for like 10 minutes just going, and our daughter was rolling around the floor, and I was like, but I just did it. And my husband was like, are you happy? And I was like, yeah, I am, but I just did it. Like, I've just done it. She's right there. Like
Wow.
I've just done it.
Yeah, that's really close in age. It's 7 and 8. Would you say 17 months apart?
Yeah, and bearing in mind, I'd just left the military. I'd completely given up all maternity, all career.
Yeah.
We were doing a massive renovation. We were very worried about how the hell we were going to now navigate this because, it was.
I love the fact that you're like, no, honestly, like I'm actually pregnant. I remember when I had Logan and Bradley, there's like 22 or 21 months between them. And I wasn't feeling great. And Andy was, and we'd use the pull-out technique. and Andy was like, I think you're pregnant. So I get really nervous and embarrassed buying sanitary towels, tampons, never buy condoms or pregnancy tests. So I went to Tesco. If I went and bought some sanitary towels, I'd wrap a magazine around them and take them to. I don't know. I get
couldn't
so
wait
embarrassed.
to buy them.
And
I
so
was really late getting my period.
I was 9.
well, I got this. You were 9 when you started your periods.
9.
Stop.
Oh, Jen, I'm so sorry.
Were you actually 9? You were at primary
Sorry, Hannah,
school.
completely interrupted your story.
Like you were
Sorry.
at primary school.
Oh yeah.
That's
Jeez, how do you navigate that as a 9? That's my son's 9. My eldest child is 9, and I mean, I know he's a boy, but the thought of having a daughter that's 9 to start.
were you prepared? Like, were you told? Did your mum say,
I
okay, this is
overheard-
how you put in a tampon? Because I basically
that
read
was
that
like
leaflet.
absolutely terrifying when you're 9. I was like, I have to what?
Oh
with
my
that?
God,
So where does
Jen.
that go then?
Oh my God, 9.
Jeez.
I don't remember when I first started, but I remember I had heard my mum and my sister talking about it. She's 3 years older than me. So I knew what periods were and things like that.
9.
That is so much for a 9-year-old.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I was like 13.
Yeah, I was 15. I was so late. I
my
couldn't
God.
wait. So when I would go in and shop and buy sanitary towels, I was
you'd be
buying them even though I
excited.
didn't need them. And I was like, well, I'm
She was
buying
like this.
everyone.
Woo,
I've got it.
look
I've
at
got
this.
my period, but I didn't have it at all. When I got it, I had a party. I was like, I have
Everyone else
finally
is like,
got it.
the novelty's going to wear off,
Yeah, I know.
Louise.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I buy all my sanitary stuff on Amazon because it comes
Do you
box
still get
set.
embarrassed by
No,
it?
that's what I'm saying. Like now, I would go to the shop now. If I went and bought some sanitary, I'd buy like tampons. I would wrap a magazine around the box. I'm not
I
joking.
feel like we need to challenge you to break
Yeah, I
this.
think we
Honestly,
need-
you
You can
I
do
want
it, Hannah.
you-
Come on, Hannah.
I
You're doing
want you
really
to
well.
go
you
into
can
like...
do it, sweetie.
You're doing it. You're doing it, Hannah. You're doing it.
I think we should challenge you to go into like an Ann Summers and buy a strap-on.
I don't think we need to go that extreme. Let's just start with some
I'm with
Super Plus
Louise.
tampons.
I don't know why you're buying a strap-on, but I'm with Louise.
Actually, I kind of feel like you'd be fine buying a strap-on. You'd probably make
that's
content out
fine.
of it. So you have a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old. Please tell me you have some parenting fails. That's what we live for.
Do you have a girl and a boy? Yeah. So how are they different? Parenting
My
girls, boys.
kid's different. I have an absolute tomboy, and then I have a boy who's worn dresses to school.
Oh, I
He's
love
just
that.
had a new wig for his birthday.
I love it.
He's got all my sequin jackets.
Has he?
Oh, mummy, this is nice. Can I this? And sometimes, mummy, can I go and put your dresses on? I'm like, yeah, okay. I can just hear trot, 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 trot.
With your stilettos
love
on.
Yeah, whereas our daughter is looking at him going, and she wears a backwards cap and aviator. She shaved half her head.
She's got style.
Yeah, she has got
How
Oh,
nice
she
that they
is
have their
very
own
cool.
identity.
Oh,
they're
and
not...
they have been that way. Look, I haven't been able to dress my kids since they were 18 months. They've both
Seriously?
been very, very, this is my style.
And
Yeah.
you can never
18
bribe
months.
them with sweets and be like,
I
just
don't
put that on.
care. Like I'm. For me, they're fun. Clothes are there to have fun. You know, when you're a kid, have fun with them.
Yeah.
They're colour. I can see why our son is drawn to the girls' clothes. They're fun
They're
and
so
they're
Yeah.
exciting.
Oh my gosh.
And now he's getting a bit older. He doesn't wear dresses to school. He is a bit more aware. He wouldn't wear a dress out in public now, but he's very vibrant. He'll wear neon pink leggings.
Yeah.
And a hoodie with pink on it and
He
things.
sounds really cool.
He's
Yeah, he
hilarious.
sounds
He's
brilliant.
a real character. And
Yeah.
I just thought, and I used to sort of say to him, you're really brave. And he was just like, I just like it, and people obviously have their opinions and they're like, oh, you shouldn't do that. And I think, oh, for God's sake, they're just clothes. And, look at society and cultures and what they wear and why does it matter? And 100 years ago, boys used to wear pink and girls wore blue. And, it was only a couple of 100 years ago that men wore makeup and high heels and wigs. So,
yes,
we're changing all the time. And who gets to say, oh, no, now we're blue and now that's pink? It's
and you're
so
absolutely right.
silly.
Who cares? Like, they're children.
Yeah.
Let them be.
What's your thoughts on today's world, society, like teenagers spending all this money on skincare? Like I think my niece has better skincare than I do. And is it necessary? Like, what's going on?
I think that makeup is art and creative fun. So I don't think that you need to worry about like an age limit to letting your kid play with makeup. Because if you gave... so what I do sometimes is I'll get my makeup bag out filled with the stuff that I don't... the cheaper stuff, lots of glitters and pinks and things. And I'll just say, you can do my makeup. And we just sit there and they do it. But of course, they're not doing mascara on my eyelashes. They're literally like trying to shove it up my nose. They don't know. They're just having fun. I'm a blank canvas to them. So I do say to parents sometimes, they're not looking at makeup like we look at makeup as this way to beautify ourselves and make ourselves sort of the pressure to be. They just look at it and they, oh, well, I watch mummy do it and I find it interesting and look at all the colours and I want to stick my finger in that and oh, it feels funny. Let them play with it because to them it's just a form of creative fun.
Yes, until they put red lipstick all over your carpet, which is what I've gone through.
On your cream carpet.
I know, I don't know what I was thinking. But what about like
when
teenagers?
we get to teenagers? So I think that... it's fine for kids to have a skincare routine. It's not a bad thing for kids to learn how to look after their skin, washing your face really well, using SPF.
Absolutely, yeah.
These are all positives, but they've gone too far and now they're using actives and strong products on their young skin, which is actually doing more harm than good. Yeah. I do think, and I'm sorry if I'm going to upset a few people, there aren't enough parents saying no, and they go, oh, well, you wait until yours is a teenager. And I was like, oh, mate, no will be the answer. I don't understand. No,
I agree with you.
No, I won't buy you a £50 Sol de Janeiro bum cream.
Oh my
Are you
God,
mental?
That blows my mind because I look back and think, between me and like two of my friends, we used to buy a Collection 2000 lipstick for like $1.99 from Superdrug, and we would share it between us, and we'd buy like the hair
hygiene
mascara. I know, that's why I got herpes. Babe.
I'm
like covered in hives, and my face has been rotting for years. But we used to share. But we'd get like the hair mascaras, and we'd be like, "Oh my God, pluck your eyebrows so they're really thin."
Fun.
And it was like you say, when you said like putting makeup on is like art. We just looked like an ABBA tribute act, but we just loved it.
Lovely time,
but it wasn't
and
this
not
whole
worrying about
expensive.
it has to be. This is the look that you've got. If you're not doing this, you're not doing it right. Whereas now I think these younger girls, there is a look, there is a one look, and this is it. And they're amazing at doing their makeup. They do creative things, but I do think that they don't need these crazy routines.
I mean, I remember as a teenager, it was all about clothes and fashion, and if you weren't wearing the right fashion, like it was like,
I feel it was more hair as well. Like, how are you doing your hair for going out and stuff?
I know my hair was all like that classic, like 90s, like slick back with like two bits here.
Yeah,
that was literally like the hair.
And you'd have your
I could deal with that
your low jeans,
I could do that.
Blue eyeshadow,
but we barely
concealer
put
on your lips.
mascara on. Mascara was like, an afterthought. You did nothing with your brows.
No.
We looked one dimension. Super tan.
The
put as much
brown
tan on as possible.
lip liner. I was told something, and I have actually told my son, who's getting the odd pimple now and then, is if you lick your finger and put it on your spot, then that's actually quite a good natural healing for spots.
The human mouth is so dirty.
I thought you were going to say It's like really, really.
Is it? Hang on.
Louise is like, I don't know why, but he's got really bad acne. It's just like really infection after infection because she's getting spit.
I mean, I've never heard that.
Yeah, and then I told,
Who told you that, Louise?
Do you know, my best mate told me that, and she's quite intelligent.
We used to put toothpaste on.
Yeah, that's what I was.
But apparently that's now like incorrect.
Is that this as well?
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, but what about Sudocreme? I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something off the record?
Yeah.
Or maybe on the record, who knows? I've never told this to anyone before, actually. And there's nothing bad on me.
On,
but
come on.
But
tell us. Come on, Louise.
Don't shy away.
Don't hesitate.
An ex-boyfriend. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are we already going there? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
An ex-boyfriend, whenever he used to go on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Louise.
Like afterwards.
You're doing really well. Keep going.
Oh, I'm getting really sweaty. Afterwards.
Yeah.
He would
lick your face to stop your spots.
No, afterwards he would get Sudocreme and put it all around his mouth here. And he was like, it's to prevent me getting acne. I was like, well, what the do you think I am down there? Like, is it that bad? Did anyone else have that? He also used to eat kebabs wearing marigold gloves. He was a strange guy.
How long did you date this guy?
Too long.
This guy, I used to go out with this guy, and I thought he was gonna go like, and I was like, ooh, and then I was like, oh God, it feels like a dog's like licking my toes.
Oh God!
He went to get on me, but he started licking my toes.
Shut up.
Yeah, honestly, maybe take that bit out.
I think my bit's worse. Let's move on from this.
Are you finding it harder to come to terms with aging? Or are you cool with it?
No, I'm actually all right with it. I do feel like it's a privilege to age. I have lost friends, like even back to being a teenager, who would do anything to get to my age. And I remind myself of that. It is a privilege. I look at my mum, and she's 80 next year, and she's phenomenal. And she's always said, you've got to get better with age, otherwise what's the point? And I really, really love that. And I'm just taking
look
it
after
with me.
yourself,
Yeah, and I do feel that when we age, I feel like I've become more comfortable with who I am. I know who I am.
Yeah,
I love that. I absolutely love that. And yeah,
I think I look better now than I've ever looked.
But I didn't know what you looked like before, but I think absolutely phenomenal.
In my 20s, I looked rank.
I also looked rank. And do you think that's because in our generation, in our 20s, it was like a lot of people smoked. You'd go out and get absolutely smashed on a weekend.
Yeah.
You'd eat kebab chips and garlic sauce on the way home. Next day, you'd be like, we're going out tomorrow night as well.
We weren't doing a skincare
There was
routine.
no
we were sleeping in our
skincare.
makeup.
There was no skin.
It would be funny. And I
wearing
remember
sunscreen.
waking up, going to the club, waking up the next day at the club, find me in the club, and your pillow would stink.
And you'd have fag burns on your clothes.
Yeah, and
Did you
you'd be
guys
like,
used to smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Social smoker.
No, I smoked hard.
Back on trend now, isn't it? I'm seeing it all over social media, people with it.
What, actual cigarettes?
is that the in thing?
I think so.
I'll tell you what, if Vogue menthols went banned,
Oh, I was a
I'd be on
menthol
then.
smoker.
Oh, and
Sorry.
I mean, they did a good job banning them because it stopped me from smoking, social smoking.
I mean, it's so bad. I mean, obviously, smoking is not good for you, but it's so bad for your skin. Like, you would feel the next day, wouldn't you? Like, oh, my skin. Oh, God, yeah. My 20s, I was such a hot mess. I was such a broken little human as well. I was just so sad and I didn't know how to dress my body at all because, like, we're both you're tall as well.
I'm 5'6".
I mean, you are wearing rocking pair of heels as well.
I am
but
wearing heels.
We're both tall. You're a bit taller than me, aren't you? You're
5'10".
5'10". I'm 5'9". And growing up, that was ginormous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's not. We're going to have our daughters are probably easily going to be 5'9".
Did you get stupid questions from guys like, "What's the weather like up there?" Like, oh, off.
It's just I didn't know how to dress my body. I'm broad. I've got no waist. I've got no boobs. I've got no, which is just my shape. And that's quite hard to know how to
I mean,
dress.
I don't think that is true. Like,
But it is. But I'm okay with it because, as my dad used to always say, he was like, "You don't want big boobs. You like sport." Because my dad was an athlete, so he was always just like, you don't want, because I was just, growing up in the 90s, having big boobs was everything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And my dad was like, you don't want big boobs because you can't, running is a nightmare for women if they've got a big bust. And stuff. So I was, I was very lucky that my dad was always like, you're strong, like lean into the fact that you're strong. But, that wasn't cool then. Now to be strong is so on trend. And I remember a woman who does like some sports massage for me, she was like, do you have any idea how many women would love to have your physique? Your natural physique? And I'm like, no one said that when I was growing up. I was just like, I was tall, I didn't know what to wear, I was just experimenting all the time with hair and makeup. Just a nightmare, really. I look at some of the photos, I'm like, oh, good God.
And hair and makeup you've always been into, I take it.
Yeah, but a bit too experimental at times, I'd say.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's good to...
There's one image in my mind where I'm out and I've got blonde hair. I'm blonder than you. I've got white blonde hair.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'd love to see that.
I look at it sometimes, I'm like, is that me or is that my sister? I have to find it. And I'm in this pub with loads of people and I've got a cigarette in my hand and I'm quite a bit plumper. And I think waistcoats were in fashion, or I decided they were. But I didn't fit into women's clothes. I was a size 16, but back then you struggled to get a size 16 women's. And I had on this black T-shirt with this waistcoat over the top that was clearly from a man's suit. And this bright pink, neon pink lipstick and these ridiculous earrings. When you just look at them like, you thought you looked great.
Yeah. But I bet when you were getting ready, you were like, yeah, I'm going to pull tonight. Look at me. Yeah. It was like trendy to wear the big plastic, looks like sweets, rings. And
was it Hannah?
My friend, my mates used to be like, what the f*** are you wearing?
I had a dummy around my neck, like a plastic. I remember it was a big black plastic
was that uni?
dummy. No. It was before that. How old was I?
Because
like 15.
we went out young.
Yeah. I went to a club
I'd
when
fake
I was 15.
ID.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was tall, 13. I got away with looking like 18 when I wasn't.
I was 13.
Yeah, but if you started your periods at 9,
I looked
you were like
ridiculous.
gagging for the club by
and I was really
12.
tall. I was really tall as well. I remember I was allowed to go with my big brother and big sister.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother just like disowning me straight away. And he was like, I'm not going. And you can go away.
But did you look really old? I don't mean really old, but did you look like
Did you have
18?
boobs and stuff?
Yeah.
Did you?
Did
really?
you?
So you developed really early?
Yeah.
So
I
does that
I think
worry
my
you?
dad was like, you don't kiss any boys. Because I think my dad was like, those men will get in. It's
Yeah.
But does that worry you for your daughter? Like, do you think that, how do you feel if she's going to start
I already
early?
talked to her about it all.
Yeah, good. Okay.
So we talk about it. It was quite sweet. We went into a bathroom the other day and somebody had clearly had their period and the toilet hadn't flushed properly. And my daughter went in there and she went, oh, mummy. And she didn't say it in a way like, oh, God. She just went, oh, mummy, someone's had their puberty in here.
Oh,
and I was like, oh, yeah, they have. Doesn't matter, does it? And she was like, no. But my son really hates blood. And when I was talking to my daughter about it, he was like, oh, oh, mummy, I don't want that. I don't want this puberty. I don't want puberty. And I was like, no, you're lucky. It won't happen to you. And he was like, oh, God. And he was there when the toilet thing happened. He was like, puberty. It's just like, it won't happen to you. So I'm really trying to drum it into her at a young age. Like it's very normal, nothing to be embarrassed about, and I will make sure that she's got, period pants in her bags probably within the next year.
Isn't that amazing that we now have that? We have, my niece is a pro swimmer and my sister was worried that when she got her period that she'd want to stop swimming. Yeah. But they now have like actual swimming costumes with period pads in as well. So she's
insane.
She can just be. She doesn't have to worry about the tampon. I swear to God, I lost my virginity to a Super Plus tampon. I had no idea how to put it in. Looked at the leaflet.
And the leaflet's literally like a tube. And then
your leg on
like
the side of the bath.
Yeah.
Oh, and then insert. Oh, it's just awful. I didn't actually use tampons for years.
Jen, you've been an absolute pleasure to have on.
Thank you
so much for
We've
being
covered
here.
everything
I feel
today.
Like I've shared things I've never shared before. Let's face it. Not sure if they're going to keep it in, but thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's
been
a
a pleasure. Thanks for having
me.
Thank you. Genevieve Turley.
Woo! Woo!
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. If you've enjoyed the chat, do us a massive favour, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We're dropping new episodes every Monday and Wednesday.